I have 6 players that I'm looking at currently if the Chicago Bears drafted in this year's 2023 NFL draft that I would be super happy with. First up, I have Alabama's edge rusher, Will Anderson. What more can you really say about this prospect? The dude is just everything that you could possibly look for in an edge rusher. There isn't a whole lot of negatives that you can say. I guess the biggest thing is he gets a little bit aggressive at the point in the run game. And he does need to add a little bit more bulk to his game, but honestly, there is just so much to love about Will Anderson. As a few people have stated, that if he was just a little bit bigger, like saying going all the way up to 6'5", 260 pounds, he can be considered that generational prospect. Obviously, I think you're definitely going to have a top 3 pick to get a player of Will Anderson's caliber. But if the Bears continue to play like they're playing and they do kind of line up in that top 3, I think it would be way too hard to ignore Will Anderson if he is on the board. Next player I have on my list is another defensive player, but this time it is the defensive tackle from Georgia, Jalen Carter. This is another guy that I am super, super high on here in this class. Again, you're going to need that kind of top 3 pick or top 5 at least type of pick to get this type of a player. The dude is just an absolute monster. Like at Georgia last year with all those first round and just players picked in the draft from that Georgia defense, this guy was without a doubt the best player on that team, and he's showing it again this year. One thing that Carter can do to get a little bit better is he lacks suddenness as a mover, and Carter isn't going to be much in the pass rusher when he's one-on-one, but he is super, super talented. He is without a doubt going to be able to break through, cause a lot of chaos in the run game. And right now, with how bad the Bears run game currently looks, this dude, you plug him into that spot in that Matt Eberflus defense, boy oh boy is he going to be special. My number 3 player here on this list is Jackson Smith-Njigba, wide receiver out of Ohio State. This pick is solely to help Justin Fields out. I truly look at Njigba and say that he is without a doubt the number 1 wide receiver here in this draft class. He is exactly what you want. He's 6'1", 200 pounds, realistically going to be running in that 4.5 or 4.45 area to 4.5 range. So dude has absolute burners. He's not going to outrun everybody per se, but he's exactly what you want. This dude, he's currently leading the Ohio State Buckeyes in receptions and yardage in 2021, despite playing with, Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson. So that is super, super helpful for him. He's without a doubt one of those guys that he's just simply naturally skilled at the receiver position. You get him to run great routes. He's explosive. He has great hands with the ability to fight for the ball. This is the type of guy that you want on your team. And plus, he also has chemistry with Justin Fields. So that is also a absolute bonus moving forward. And they can potentially build some chemistry and hopefully, given more wide receiver weapons, that would be a really, really good move for the Chicago Bears. My next player here on this list is another Ohio State Buckeye, and that is Paris Johnson Jr., the tackle. Dude is just a phenomenal tackle, without a doubt leading the way from the tackle spot, currently ahead of kind of everyone else. But this dude is an absolute monster at 6'6", 310 pounds. He can absolutely move. A little bit underwhelming in the run game when it comes to generating movement at the point of attack, but overall is still really, really good. This guy is without a doubt, if you want to get Justin Fields protection, this is the guy that you want out there doing that. In 2021, as a sophomore, he played in all 13 games with 768 snaps. He only conceded 13 quarterback hurries and 1 QB hit and no sacks while playing at right guard, but now he is a tackle this year. So if he can continue those numbers, that will be absolutely massive for the Chicago Bears if they are able to get this specimen of a tackle. Next up here on this list, I have another wide receiver, but this time it is Jordan Addison, wide receiver out of USC. This is another guy that is just really, really talented and has been playing super well this year. Has definitely started to move up draft boards a little bit more throughout the year. So far has 29 receptions for 442 receiving yards with 6 touchdowns. Dude is 6 foot, 175 pounds. So I'd like to see him build a little bit more muscle, get a little bit bigger getting into the NFL, but I don't think that's going to be necessarily the world's biggest issue. We've seen some of these smaller body wide receivers still perform really, really well. The dude could easily run in the 4.3s, so he can definitely have some burners. This guy does exactly what you want to eat, exactly what you want from a NFL wide receiver. He's just a phenomenal, outstanding NFL prospect. He is your prototypical slot player, but honestly, I could look at him and easily see him playing on the outside as well. This is a guy that you definitely would love to see on the Chicago Bears roster. Doesn't have that same chemistry, let's say, as Jackson Smith-Njigba, but you know what? Justin Fields will not say no to that, and this is a kid that the Bears would love to have on the team. Last prospect here on this list, I have Noah Swell, linebacker out of Oregon. I am absolutely in love with what I've seen from this kid do this year. And the only reason that I have a linebacker on this list, he's 6'2", 260 pounds, has a sack, 21 tackles, and 6 solo tackles so far this year. With the uncertainty with Roquan Smith going into next season, it's one of those things where you kind of have to look at that and go, if you don't have Roquan Smith after next year, and let's say the Bears do start to compete a little bit better and they get to that, let's just say 15 to 20 draft range, this is easily one of those guys that I would love to see the Bears go after. He is just an explosive player. He does need to get a little bit better at his finishing, but I think with proper coaching, that will easily be done. And hell, even if Roquan Smith does remain and sign long-term with the Bears, to give him a playmate of Noah Swell's caliber, my goodness, that would be scary to have those two guys at a tandem. But those are all the players that I look at that I'd be super happy with at the current moment in the NFL season. If the Chicago Bears would draft any of these guys, I would be super happy. But I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you have any other video ideas that you would like to see us do, please let us know in the comment section. Peace.